The Little Theatre is a big part of Gateshead's vibrant community. But how did it all begin? I'm Maureen Duffy, Wardrobe Director for the Progressive Players, the resident company here at the Little Theatre. I'd like to tell you our story. It all began in 1920 as Gateshead, like the rest of Britain, recovered from World War I and a worldwide flu epidemic. From all this trauma burst some amazing creativity. But it didn't start here. The Progressive Players grew out of an initiative by the Gateshead branch of the Independent Labour Party. These days the group is completely non-political, having members with a wide spectrum of views. First productions were at the Westfield Hall, though some were toured to pit villages in County Durham. We were like the strolling players of old. It was eventually realised that premises of our own would be a great advantage, especially as the stage at the Westfield had to be dismantled regularly to allow other activities to take place. In 1939, the Dodds sisters, Hope, Ruth and Sylvia, members of a relatively well-off local family, were the major source of funds to buy the vacant site opposite the north gate of Saltwell Park and the house adjoining, number 3 Saltwell View. Plans were made and supplies bought for the erection of the theatre, but unfortunately the Second World War intervened. Number 3 was requisitioned as a balloon barrage station. It was only returned to our use in 1942. In this photograph, you can see how much the theatre has changed over the years. The lady working at the notice board may be Sylvia Dodds. In the spring of 1943, the newly installed windows were blown in and the front doors damaged by a bomb that fell in the park. But by the autumn, the theatre was usable, and our first production at the theatre, A Midsummer Night's Dream, opened on Wednesday, October the 13th. We believe the theatre was the only one in Britain to be built and opened during the war. The theatre went from strength to strength, gradually increasing the number of productions per year, and recovered from the threat of demolition due to a planned new road which hung over us for some years. Many alterations have been made to the building over the years. In 1989, the house next door, number 4 Saltwell View, was purchased, enabling us to spread out a little and providing new rehearsal space and storage facilities. The extension you can see here to the foyer and the bar upstairs were made possible by the generosity of former member Jim Ord, who, despite having emigrated to Canada, never forgot the theatre and his friends here, and left us a legacy which allowed us to upgrade our front of house area. Great care was taken to blend in the new extension with the Art Deco style of the original building. Our auditorium seats 186. Our production rate of 10 plays per year, with a new set built from scratch for each one, is one of the heaviest we know of for an amateur group, but we have regular, loyal audiences which are the envy of many other theatres. The bar is where most of our members and audiences like to relax after a production or after strenuous rehearsals. Rehearsals can be held on stage or in the ground floor rooms of what was number 4, or occasionally off our own premises in hired rooms. Plans are afoot to add another storey to the building on top of the auditorium, which would dramatically, sorry for the pun, improve our practice space. Our control room, from whence all the sound and lighting effects emanate, used to be the very popular balcony seats, but is now the hub of up-to-date computerised technology. Upstairs from here is the props attic, a veritable Aladdin's cave holding all sorts of smaller props, from clocks, statuettes and cooking utensils to human skeletons. Larger props, such as furniture of all kinds, are housed elsewhere, nearer the stage, for ease of setting the scenes. Further into the rabbit warren, we pass the dressing rooms, the recently added archive office, the laundry, the library, and arrive eventually at the wardrobe department, which means we have moved into what were the upstairs bedrooms and attics of number 4 Saltwell View. If you've not seen this before, maybe on a Heritage Open Day visit, I promise you will be impressed. We have been accumulating costumes since the very early days, and the items now number in their thousands. When the group first started, the friends and family of the Dodds sisters, many of whom were the Tyneside intelligentsia of the day, were generous in passing on to us family heirloom items, ladies' and men's clothes of the 1920s, but also Edwardian and even late Victorian outfits such as these. The photo of Hope Dodds is dated 1903. I think only one of our current members can squeeze herself into this outfit. One particular item may be of interest: a gent's midnight blue velvet suit of breeches and tailcoat with cream satin waistcoat to go with it. The story is that it was the court dress of the Lord Lieutenant of the county when presented to royalty. But which Lord Lieutenant, which county, and which member of royalty are unfortunately lost in the mists of time. Others of our costumes have been specially made, sometimes by our own members, sometimes by commercial costumiers. Sylvia Dodds was wardrobe mistress for many years. From the very early days, hiring out our costumes provided a useful extra source of income. We hire to other drama groups, schools and colleges, and even to professional stage, film and TV productions. We often say to visitors that our lovely theatre is like the TARDIS, much bigger on the inside than the outside. Because of the complicated structure of the building, a theatre and 2 houses knocked into one, it is not unusual for new members to climb the wrong staircase and find themselves in wardrobe when they wanted to be in the club room, or vice versa. And here we are at the heart of any theatre, the stage. It's always a tremendous thrill to step on stage in a performance, and it's always good to hear the enthusiastic reception of our audiences. We try to put on a wide variety of plays, from the classics to very up-to-date plays, covering thrillers, comedies, family dramas, and so on. Our members range in age from teenagers to people in their 80s, so we are usually able to cast whatever part the play calls for from within the membership. On very rare occasions, we have invited guest actors to join us, but that is the exception rather than the rule. Ruth, Hope and Sylvia Dodds remained involved in the theatre till the end of their lives in the 1970s. If you would like more information, you might like to look at A Pilgrimage of Grace, The Diaries of Ruth Dodds, 1905 to 1974, edited by Maureen Colcott for the Buick Press, 1995, and available from Gateshead Libraries. I hope we've stirred your interest in the Little Theatre and the progressive players, either to come and see a play when life gets back to normal, or to join us as an active member. As the only theatre in Gateshead, we like to think we hold a special place in the hearts of many local people, and we thank them all for their unfailing support over the years. At the time of writing, our latest project, adding another story to the building to give extra rehearsal and storage space, has just been started. Our centenary celebrations of 2020 had to be curtailed due to the COVID-19 crisis, but we hope to be able to carry on into our 2nd century when current restrictions are lifted. The shows must go on.